Wait for Deanna. Okay.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as follows. By having the time, date, and place of the meeting posted on the bulletin board in the Administration Building on December 1st, 2020. By sending a copy of the meeting notice to the Star Ledger newspaper on December 1st, 2020, and by filing a copy with the Township on December 1st, 2020. The Business Administrative Board Secretary declares the following persons as duly elected members of the Hillside Board of Education as a result of the election held on November 6, 2020. For a one-year term, Alnisa Tucker. For a three-year term, Wani Ende, Joanne Horton-Gibbons, and Joyce Simmons. The oath of office is administered to the newly elected board members individually. If Mr. Hunt and Alnisa Tucker would please stand before the table.
I'm going to recite the oath, and I'll need you to mention your name at the appropriate time. I, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States
That I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and the governments established in the United States
and the governments established in the United States,
and this state under the authority of the people.
and this state under the authority of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I
Anissa,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly
or
swear
affirm
or affirm
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
for the office of member of the Board of Education,
for the office of member of Board of Education,
and am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to law,
and I'm not disqualified as a voter pursuant to law,
and not disqualified due to conviction of crime or offense listed,
and I'm not disqualified for conviction of crime or offense listed,
and I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform the duties of the office
and justly perform the duties of the office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Ms. Tucker, if you could take your seat up at the front at the dais. Mr. Allende, please. For the audience sake, we're going to pick up exactly where we left off. It seems to be a YouTube overuse, and we are not able to log on to YouTube. The videotape will be edited and will be available on our webpage tomorrow. Mr. Hunt.
Okay, raise your hand, thank you. I, as you know,
I, Wani Ende,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and I will bear true allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the government established in the United States
and this state
and this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I
I, Wani Ende,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
for the office of member of the Board of Education.
for the office of member of the Board of Education.
I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to law,
I am not disqualified by a voter pursuant to law.
I am not disqualified due to conviction of crime
I am not disqualified due to conviction of crime
or offense listed under law,
or offense listed under law,
and I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability.
all the duties of that office to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Mr. Yanda, if you take your seat up here, and Ms. Gibbons, if you'd step up, please.
I'm just gonna do your paper.
Sure.
I'll do it on my own.
Give it some flow, so you say every word that I say. Okay. I'll raise your right hand. I, state your name, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States
That I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same,
to the same,
to the government established in the United States and this state,
to the government established in the United States and this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I,
I,
state your name,
Joanne Horton Gibbons,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the
no, you don't find of member of the Board of Education,
of member of the Board of Education,
and I am not disqualified as a voter
and I am not disqualified as a voter
pursuant to law.
pursuant to law,
I am not, and nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense
and nor disqualified due to conviction of crime or offense
listed by law,
listed by law,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all of the duties
of that office according to the best of my ability.
of that office according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Ms. Gibbons, if you take a seat at the dais, Ms. Simmons, if you'd please step up.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I, Joyce Simmons,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and the governments established
and the governments established
in the United States and in this state,
in the United States and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I, state your name,
I, Joyce Simmons,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I possess the qualifications
that I possess the qualifications
prescribed by law
prescribed by law
for the office of Board of Education.
for the office of the Board of Education.
I am not disqualified as a voter
I am not disqualified as a voter
pursuant to law,
pursuant to law,
and nor disqualified due to conviction
nor disqualified due to conviction
of a crime or offense listed under law,
of a crime or offense listed under the law,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully
impartially,
and partially
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of that office according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Ms. Simmons, if you please take your seat up at the dais.
All right.
You should each have a folder in front of you with the agenda included. As soon as everyone's settled, we will have a first roll call with the new board. Mr. Yonde?
Present.
Ms. Best?
Present.
Ms. Cook?
Present.
Ms. Gibbons?
Present.
Mr. Howard?
Present.
Mr. Shapiro?
Present.
Ms. Simmons?
Present.
Ms. Tucker?
Present.
Ms. Worrell?
Present.
There's one item received by email from public comment. I'll read it. It's from Marisabel West, 36 Hardin Street. Happy New Year to all. I want to congratulate our newly elected board members. Wish you all the best. My question on tonight's agenda are the Deanna Taylor Scholarship Fund and the Deanna Taylor Memorial Fund new bank accounts, and how will these accounts be funded? What is the purpose for these accounts, and who are the intended beneficiaries? There is an existing account that was through a scholarship, but now the family will be raising money on the behalf of the scholarship. More details will follow, and I will contact Ms. West directly on that. Being the only one, can I ask that we go back into, we close public comment, please? A motion?
Motion to close public.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
At this time, I'll entertain nominations for the office of President of the Board of Education. Please note who you will be nominating.
Mr. Secretary, I'd like to nominate Ms. Kimberly Cook, President.
Second.
Ms. Cook, do you accept the nomination?
Yes.
At this time, I am entertaining any other nominations for the office of President of the Board of Education. Being no further nominations, and the motion made by Mr. Shapiro, seconded by Ms. Best, I'll read the roll call on Ms. Cook as President. Mr. Yender?
Yes.
Ms. Best?
Yes.
Ms. Cook?
Yes.
Ms. Gibbons?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Proudly, yes.
Ms. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Tucker?
Yes.
Ms. Worrell?
Yes.
On it or on that? You want me to do it? And keep the meeting going. Congratulations, Ms. Cook. I will now open nomination for Vice President of the Board of Education. Please state the name of the individual that you are nominating.
Mr. Secretary, I'd like to nominate Ms. LaQuana Best, Vice President.
Is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Worrell seconds. Ms. Best, do you accept the nomination?
Yes.
I'm now asking if there are any other nominations for Vice President of the Board of Education. Being no further nominations, I will take a roll call vote. Mr. Yender?
Yes.
Ms. Best?
Yes.
Ms. Cook?
Yes.
Ms. Gibbons?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Ms. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Tucker?
Yes.
Ms. Worrell?
Yes.
That being all. There is no executive session as it is on the agenda because there are no personnel matters tonight. Number 1 stands on its own, looking for a vote on the recommendation of the board to establish the meeting dates and the Open Public Meetings Act as our rule of order. If you flip through the pages, the meeting schedule is shown on the 3rd page in, January 28th, February 18th, and so forth. There was one change recently made to the agenda, October 28th as a revision. All board meetings are scheduled to start at 6:30, and any exceptions will be advertised. The organization meeting will start at 7 as it did this evening. All meetings are scheduled to be at Saybrook School, the meeting room at 1100 Woodruff and Hillside. Unforeseen circumstances may require the rescheduling or relocation of these meetings. In such cases, notice will be provided in the Open Public Meetings Act.
Motion to move item number 1.
Thank you, Mr. Shapiro. Second. Mr. Howard, thank you. Any questions? Mr. Yende?
Yes.
Ms. Best?
Yes.
Ms. Cook?
Yes.
Ms. Gibbons? Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Ms. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Tucker?
Yes.
Ms. Worrell?
Yes.
The next number of items appear together. Number 2, submit standing committee. Board President will, before the next board meeting, provide all of us, through my office, their committee assignments. And that committee meeting will typically be between 5 and 7 days prior to the actual meeting for the month. Robert's Rules of Order will be incorporated. The bylaws and policies that are enforced and updated will be included in this motion. and the Code of Ethics for you to read on your own. The New Jersey School Board Association Code of Ethics as follows. GHIJ, refer all complaints to the chief school administrator and will act on such complaints at the public meeting and only after failure of an administrative solution. On items number 2 through 5 on the organization agenda.
Motion to move items 2 through 5.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Mr. Iende?
Yes.
Ms. Best?
Yes.
Ms. Cook?
Yes.
Ms. Gibbons?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Ms. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Tucker?
Yes.
Ms. Worrell?
Yes.
Number 6 stands on its own as well. These are the accounts at the bank, and the third name after Mr. Gregory and myself will be the board president, and that will preclude us from having to change any of the signature cards for all of these accounts. These are the accounts that we operate the school through at the bank, Investors Bank, as we have reauthorized this year. On item number 6, a motion?
Motion to move item number 6.
Is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Worrell, second. Any questions? Mr. Iende?
Yes.
Ms. Best?
Yes.
Ms. Cook?
Yes.
Ms. Gibbons? Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Ms. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Tucker?
Yes.
Ms. Worrell?
Yes.
And number 7 also stands on its own, appointing me, Business Administrative Board Secretary, as the Public Agency Compliance Officer, which is basically protocol at this point. Is there a motion?
Motion to move item 7.
Second.
Second.
Was that?
Yes.
Thank you. Any questions?
I have a question. What is the public agency compliance officer?
If there is any compliance matters, typically it runs out of my office right
With the
to
board or with the school?
the school district. You got it. Mr. Iende?
Yes.
Ms. Best?
Yes.
Ms. Cook?
Yes.
Ms. Gibbons?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Ms. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Tucker?
Yes.
Ms. Worrell?
Yes.
It is 7:35. I'm asking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations to you all.
Thank you.